This is Pat Marsh, your host for the PM Talk Show. We would like to thank our fine underwriters for supporting our show.
North Shore Center for Wellness is a behavioral health care practice that offers a myriad of services to children and their families in the Tangipahoa Parish community and surrounding areas. Our mission is to promote the well-being of the individual and families by providing accessible, quality health care. North Shore features quarterly Let's Talk wellness training, community outreach, and education. You can find more on these and other trainings on Facebook. For your convenience, North Shore accepts Magellan Healthcare and is located at 904 West Coleman. North Shore Center for Wellness. It's our goal to enhance the quality of life for our clients. Parish's Supportive Living offers assistance in your home with everyday living tasks. We offer to the community long-term care, personal care, community choice waiver, and many other services through the state Medicaid waiver program. Plus, we offer competitive direct service worker salary. You can contact Parishes at 985-662-5347. Medicaid, private pay, and insurance are accepted. EEOC. Parish's Supportive Living is also licensed and insured. Find them on the web at parishessupportiveliving.com.
Welcome again to the PM Talk Show. This is Pat Marsh, your host. We thank you for joining us again. And we're out here on beautiful Miller Lake where we continue to bring to you knowledgeable information that may help you in whatever it is that you're doing for family, for businesses, etc. We have with us today Mrs. Belinda Vining Trepanier from the parish's assistant living here in Hammond. How are you doing?
Good morning, Pat. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me on again.
Thank you for coming.
I really appreciate it because you promised me you wanted me to come back on.
Yes.
And this was last, I believe it was May or June, somewhere right up in there.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for some changes to come down the pipe with the state, and here we are.
Okay, well, we're glad to have you because as changes come, we want to get it out to the people who may need your services and other services. So camera is yours. Just let us know what's going on, what people need to do, how they can go about getting whatever it is you're going to talk about today.
Wonderful. As I had spoken to you earlier before, that we were talking about the state making some drastic changes with the way that Medicaid is perceived here in the state of Louisiana. And that has come into full fruition, unfortunately.
Okay.
What they have done is they have changed what's called the 40-hour rule.
Okay.
And that is designed, and what takes place is there are some individuals out there, Ms. Pat, that do need more than 40 hours a week of assistance in their home. Some people receive 60, some receive 72, and so on and so forth. But what the state of Louisiana has done is they have what we have been exempt. This, I would say, our job duties as being in the medical field has been exempt for many, many, many years from being part of the 40-hour rule, which means you have to pay an individual overtime, time and a half, double time, holiday time, and all that good stuff. But however, for us as provider agencies, the reimbursement rates aren't that expensive, or not that, you don't get that much money back to pay someone that time or that kind of monies. Now, what the state has done, they are requiring us to pay these folks all this money, but yet not giving us a raise.
Right.
So on the flip side to that, the bad thing is, what happens to my grandmother or to your uncle or to any, I'm just hypothetically saying here, or anyone's loved one that does receive over 40 hours a week, that now you're telling me I can't have a full-time person in my home because the provider agency cannot afford to pay them. So now you're telling me I need to have at least 2 or 3 people in my home to split the hours.
Oh my God, that doesn't sound too good.
It's not. But think of the people and all the elderly or the mentally challenged people, developmentally challenged, that are so used to the quality care that they've been receiving for years with that one individual. Because a lot of times, Ms. Pat, a lot of people don't like a lot of change. When things are happening in their home, they like it the way that it stays.
Well, would you or would you not say that if you're going to put 3 people in versus 1 to do what that one person was doing all along,
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, what sense does that make?
None.
Okay.
What sense does any of it make?
Right.
It makes no sense at all. And what is being protested here is that the individuals, the workers themselves are upset. See, people thought, maybe legislatures, thought maybe that these individuals would love the idea of being paid more money. But in factuality, they're not. You're losing money because, again, you cannot afford to pay these individuals what the state is saying you have to, and no one's getting a raise. So we're not getting any money to pay, to pull it down the pipe to pay our other individuals any money. So what's going to happen? People are going to call and say, you know what, I'm satisfied with my 40 hours. I know I get 60, but I'll make it work with 40 because I don't want to lose my person.
Right.
That's not fair to that individual.
No. And it sounds like the state's robbing Peter to pay Paul, or the government is.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And we knew it was coming because it was on hold, it was on standstill for a minute there, saying that, it might get kicked out, or it may not get signed off on, or it just may not happen. But it did. And I had a feeling it would.
Now that we have a new administration in the state, is this coming down from a federal level, or is this coming from our own state level?
Actually, both.
Okay.
And what I'm hoping is that, being that we do have a new governor now, thank God, this new administration is all about helping individuals in this field. They're all about, Mr. Edwards mentioned on TV that he would not cut health care, because usually health care is the first thing that gets cut. It's health care, education, all the important things that get cut because they feel to believe that that's the easiest thing to cut with no opposition. But this administration is looking to be very positive in our favor and to help us and to help those individuals who are in need. And we're looking forward to working with this new administration.
Okay, so it sounds as if the new administration will adopt the adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Absolutely. And we're just hoping, and we're going to be following it. We're going to be following the administration very closely, and I'm sure that they are going to be following us, and I'm sure that, they're going to invite us in and listen to, things that we've never really participated in before. I'm sure that they are going to, take into consideration the provider agencies that work hard to assist these individuals and help them in their home. This is not a game. This is not a joke. These folks actually need this help.
And they're crying out for it.
Absolutely.
They really are crying out for it.
They are. And it's a shame that they are the first ones that always get, I guess what I'm trying to say, Ms. Pat, they're always overlooked. It's like we don't have a voice when it comes down to them actually cutting back the health care that these people so deserve.
How soon will these changes that you're currently talking about now, how soon will they go into effect?
Actually, they were supposed to have gone into effect back in July during the end of the fiscal year.
Okay.
But they gave a lot of people some time to get things in order. So January 1st is when it's going to be in effect, and that's coming very soon. It's approaching. Yeah. And then, of course, we know what else is approaching is the Affordable Health Care Act.
Yeah.
That is approaching, and that's hurting. A lot of people thought it would help, but there are a lot of people we get a lot of back talk from that it's not really helping.
Because you're still paying.
Absolutely.
A lot. And it's okay if you pay, but as long as it's within your affordable range.
Well, we have talked to several staff here recently, and they're not happy with the Affordable Health Care Act at all. It started out to be a very, very good product for the community, but every year it's starting to increase and increase and increase, and before long, a lot of people are not going to be able to afford the Affordable Health Care Act. It sounds pretty, crazy to say so because you're Xing out the other, X plus X is, X, but they're trying to tell you that it is affordable, it is health care, everyone should have it, everyone should be able to get health care, everyone should be able to be offered health care in this country, but in this industry, who can afford it?
I know, it seems like, excuse me, the insurers are the ones who are making the big bucks.
And they're the ones that's making the money. And, let's use other people as an example. There are people who come to me and say, hey, I've been on my job for 6 years. I have wonderful health insurance. And sure enough, here the last 2 years, it has actually increased. I mean, it has been crazy increased, their premiums.
I know.
And they can't even afford the health care that they are so used to and just of having.
And then what are we going to do? Especially people who have medical disorders and they need that health care.
Absolutely.
So do they die without having it? I mean, it's harsh to say.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
the reality of it is what's going to happen if they can't get it.
Well, from what I understand, they're going to be fined. If you do not participate in the Affordable Health Plan, you can be fined for over $1,000 a year or such a percentage of your income tax. And I know it's one hand, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. You can be penalized, of course, for not having such health care, which hurts the individual anyway. But what is it saying? What is it creating? What is it doing? It's not doing anything to help our industry.
Right.
And we are total health care.
Well, we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen, and we
Yes,
have
we
to
do.
do what we need to do.
Also, Ms.
No.
Pat, there is a lot of people, I've been getting some phone calls at my office lately. By the way, I'm sure it's been popping up on the screen. We're there from 8 to 4:30,
Right.
Monday through Friday here on Chestnut Street in Hammond. We've been getting some phone calls from individuals who are calling me saying, hey, my mom is 77. She is in mid stages of dementia or Alzheimer's, and I can't leave her home alone, but I have to work. We hear this all too often, and I tell people all the time, and I would love for people, we have now a Facebook page up and going,
Okay, great.
Parish of Supportive Living. I would love to invite people to look at that Facebook page because we've been telling people for years, Ms. Pat, get your loved one on the waiting list. Or if they receive full Medicaid, by all means, call long-term care and apply for long-term care. Those services can begin as little as 30 days.
Okay.
But when you're waiting to grandma who's now 60 and tomorrow she's 70 and she need the help,
Right.
it's too late
Right.
because she's going to be stuck on that waiting list for 8 years
Right.
in order to get any services.
So they need to go to your Facebook page
Absolutely.
and sign up.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, and we're going for a break now, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the PM Talk Show. Thank you for continuing to join us. And we have with us today Mrs. Belinda Vining Trepanier. She's the Executive Director for Parish's Assisted Living on Chestnut Street here in Hammond. And we're talking about multiplicity of changes that are made to our healthcare center for people needing her services. Do you foresee any positive changes happening, or maybe some of these rules laxed some with the new administration?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We are going to be monitoring it very carefully. We're going to be looking at new options of things that are coming down the pipe. With the new administration, we're excited about it. And it's just not new administration on the governor's level, but throughout the whole state of Louisiana, even in different parishes, because of course parishes services
Right.
individuals in several different parishes throughout the state. And that's why we're called parishes supportive living. But nevertheless, what we're looking forward to is getting information. That's the main thing. The key is getting the information to the people. A lot of people are ignorant to these services.
Right.
They don't even know what they are. You know, Miss Pat, it's almost as if they wait until there's a need.
Right. Right.
And then they want to run to your agency and say, I need you. How quickly can you get someone? Now, don't get me wrong, we do private pay. We have a lot of private pay individuals as
Okay.
well. But private pay starts at as much as $19 an hour, and the average family cannot afford that.
Right.
And we also accept insurance.
Okay.
So we try to encourage people to check mamas or any retired persons or any retired people or individuals' insurance plan, like their health plan. Encourage your loved one to add long-term care to their policy. It would help out tremendously in the long run. Don't depend on your state.
Can you give a list of names of insurers that you use?
Oh, we use various. We have individuals that come to us from United Home Health. A lot of people, I think they don't understand or don't realize that people's health is not insurance. A lot of people feel to beg to differ, oh, but I pay it, or I pay into it. People's health is not insurance. It's a supplement. It is something that is given to the individual. Yes, some people do pay for people's health, but it is not a health care insurance.
Yeah.
But, you know,
kind of give a little supplement.
correct.
Right.
It's like Medicare Part A and Part B, and then they
Okay.
came out with Part D. I mean, whoever,
Yeah.
you know, but you're still paying for it. We're speaking of full-fledged medical insurance. You're speaking of, I mean, there are hundreds. Like I said, you got United, you have Cisco, you have Aetna. I mean, whatever healthcare agency there is out there, whatever insurer you have, it's not the question of what insurance company do we accept, it's what insurance company did you use to get your long-term
Right.
care.
Right.
Because there's several people that have insurance and they say, oh, my mom pays about $400 a month.
Oh my God.
Yes, ma'am. My mom pays about $400 a month for health care insurance, and then when we get the policy and we call the insurer to see if we can put someone in the home to assist mom with her daily living skills, guess what? It's not covered. But I'm paying $400 a month. It's not covered because you did not include a supplement called long-term care. You got to have and it has to be spelled out within the insurance policy.
That's why it's important if they would have brought the policy to you beforehand.
Absolutely.
And you could have told them, look at the $400 per month that mom possibly could have saved or put it
Absolutely.
into something else that would do what you needed it to do.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because that really is the downfall of these policies. It's sort of like, Miss Pat, need to know.
Yeah.
Need to know. If you don't ask the question, you don't need to know.
Right.
But how many people out there actually absolutely falls on their mind to ask, what about, what happens when mom turns 80 or dad turns 90? What are we going to do? And we get that all the time.
Yeah. Simply because you don't, even if you read the fine print and you don't understand it, you don't go that step farther to ask somebody what this means.
Absolutely. And then also, let me bring to your attention, Ms. Pat, there are a lot of individuals here in the state of Louisiana that automatically 100% will not qualify for Medicaid because of the job that they do. And most of it is educators, like retired teachers, principals, people of that nature that do not pay into the Medicaid system. Make sure you have a long-term care policy.
Yes.
Make sure, because your retirement is there for you. And it's there for you to enjoy your retirement, your life, your lifestyle, continue your life. You just don't want to use your entire savings on hiring someone, which can get very, very costly
Yeah.
and would eat up that savings that you put away that you need to live off of. Okay, well, how am I pay my mortgage? How am I buy food? I mean, let's face reality, folks. The food stamp system is not one of the greatest in this country. You're talking about maybe $30, $40 a month, if that, and a person can't live off of that.
No.
So
No.
get it in place. Put your mom and dad on that waiting list as soon as possible. When you know for a fact that they do not qualify for full Medicaid, put them on the waiting list.
Right.
It's a stronger chance and a possibility of getting them approved through that agency, of course, than getting them approved right away for long-term care.
Speaking of some of the retirements, as you said, the retirement money is for you during your retirement
Absolutely.
years. But what if it's not enough retirement? I've known some people who are on retirement, but it's not enough to do any extra things. So what about people who fall into that category?
They need to plan. People, you know, this world and this economy, it's not staying the same. It's spiraling out of control.
Right.
Individuals need to, they speak of baby boomer. You need to make sure that I would strongly suggest that you invest properly. Don't count on your 401k. Have other options and other avenues involved. Right now is the time. I mean, yes, of course, someone, you know, of elderly age, it's I won't say the word it's too late, but now's the time for those children to actually look into their situation and help mom and dad, and that's what we're there for. But as I said earlier on, Miss Pat, a lot of people work.
Right.
So I would say at the age you and I are, and even younger, have a plan.
Right.
Have a plan, because the government may not be here for us when we get older. You know, my grandbabies, and you know, all 7 of them, they're under the age. I think all of them got to be under the age of 10 when they, get mine and your age. Who knows? Social Security may be a thing of the past.
Right.
But what we need to do is start educating our children and educating our young people. And that's why I love it when I'm being invited to different schools and so on and so forth. You have to educate your young people on what the challenges are going to be later on in life.
Yes, make no mistake about it. They're going to be there. They're here now, and it's just going to continue to spiral out of control.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's a situation no one wants to be found in.
No, but it's reality.
Yeah.
It's inevitable, and it's going to happen. But when and where, we don't know, but it definitely will, because things that are happening today, I mean, look at our country.
Right.
I mean, we got children killing children, we got, terrorism, we got, oh my God, we got so much going on in the world today that when our grandkids become men and women, become adults, who knows what the world situation would be at that time. I mean, people are even afraid to even travel now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, food is being tainted. This is being recalled. That is being recalled. What's going to happen to the world? What kind of future are we leaving for our kids? So it's best that we start now with our young folk and educate them and let them know what this world is going to be like per se when they become adults.
Right.
We need to be ready, Miss Pat, to educate our kids. Black, white, yellow, green, blue.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I can say this, that I'm appreciative of the fact that you're going into the schools now to maybe some will hear what you're saying, because if education does not take its place in today's society, we won't have a society.
Absolutely.
We really will not.
Absolutely.
And that's the scary part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm here to encourage. Please, I encourage now, and I really stress to individuals, get that, call my office so we can pass on that toll-free number to call long-term care. Get your loved one on a list. Don't wait till it's too late. Call our office at the number that's on the screen, or local here at 985-662-5347. And we are helping individuals with the 40-hour rule as well. We are going to private payroll now.
Right.
We are making all of our employees contract. So we're trying to help
Right.
our individuals. And we've had a lot of people to give us a call and say, we need your assistance, we need your help, because you're working with us, you're working with our direct support workers, and we just need that help.
Right.
So we're
right.
here for you.
If you would, give the 800 number. I know it's going to be on the screen, but sometimes people listen rather than see it.
Right,
They can
right.
get it.
It's 888-386-0898.
Okay, all right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And the time to be proactive is now rather than later.
Yes. You know the old saying, huh?
Yeah. Stitching time, a lot of us save time. So our country needs a whole lot of stitching. Our state needs a whole lot of stitching.
Yes.
And it's not going to be done within the first year. That's obvious.
Right, right.
Because there's
right.
too much bad stuff that has happened
Yes,
over the
ma'am.
years, and you got to clean up that mess to get back to the foundation, because whatever we're standing on, whatever it is, the foundation is the thing that will either hold us up or it will drop us.
Absolutely. And you know, Ms. Pat, now that we do have a lot more people in office, I mean, across the state of Louisiana,
Right.
there's so many new administrations, let's work together.
Right.
Let's not, you know, say, oh, I don't want to work with that person because they won the election. Okay, they're there now.
Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
that you can't change. Let's work together. Let's get this ball rolling, as we per se, and help these communities. And let's put our differences aside and let's get this going for the state of Louisiana.
Right.
Because our elderly and our children, our developmentally disabled, I mean, you got to understand, the last administration closed a lot of mental health hospitals.
Right.
We need to get these people the help and the quality help that they deserve.
Exactly.
Let's work together and get all
Right.
of this done, even down to, you know, to food banks. We have to feed our needy. We need to get everything together to assist the individuals in our communities.
Yeah, speaking of which, feeding the needy, I want to thank you publicly for some donations you made to Evangelist Carolyn Jackson for her program to feed, to give kids who
Thank you.
would not otherwise have Thanksgiving dinner. They will have them tomorrow, and I know by the time this airs, it'll be over, but I just want to say thank you for those donations that you
You're
gave.
quite welcome, quite
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Well, we're at the end of our program, and we want to thank you again for coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue to come and make the people aware of what it is they need and how urgent it is that they do get the help now, or make preparations for that help if they're not quite, their loved ones or themselves, if they are not at
Absolutely.
the age now that they will need it. Just know, if God allows you to live, it's coming.
Absolutely.
It is coming.
And if anything changes in the future, Ms. Pat, I'll be more than happy to come back and share that
Sure.
information with your viewers.
Sure, anytime. This is Pat Marsh, your host, and we want to say thank you for joining us again. Thank you for continuing to join us. Have a happy holiday, beginning with Thanksgiving season. Continue to know that knowledge is powerful. It does matter. Have a great holiday season. Have a great week. Thank you, and God bless.